just responded.
Oh God, what did he say?
He said, "Lord, and welcome back to El Sampler Pod. This is your boy JJ, and we got Javi over here. And then you already know Brandon trying to sneak into the video, but unfortunately, he's not available right now. Only available through text and voice.
Yeah, he's still on vacation.
Nah, he should be back home.
Okay.
Should I say what up to him and then get Brandon to come up?
If he wants to.
But anyways, we're gonna go ahead.
You might want to talk about the text.
Facts. Nah, I ain't about to get booked, bro. That's all you. So then, then we're about to talk about. Honestly, this is gonna be another rant video because like there's nothing to really talk about besides ranting about stuff. You know what I mean? So then,
week.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start with the R-Truth controversy. How R-Truth got released, bro. He got released. It shocked the world. It shocked the millions
and millions
around the world. And then, randomly, because it was so random that he got released, bro. He just had a match on Friday, right? And then Monday he gets released. It's like, bro, like, how are you going to do that to him, especially with all the things that he has done?
Yeah, and apparently Triple H didn't even call him or any high officer. It was just some random dude from talent relations that called him up and was like, hey, you're released or whatever. We're not renewing your contract or something. But apparently it was all about money. But
I didn't even know that. Yeah, what the heck is going on with my headphone, bro? It's like crackling for some reason. My AirPods. Yo, don't tell me that I'm gonna have to get some new ones. No. My life is in shambles, bro. My AirPods go down. My life is in shambles. I'm sorry. But anyways, so then he ended up getting rehired, essentially. Right? He popped out at Money in the Bank and cost John Cena and Logan Paul the match, which is still crazy. The craziest thing also is the fact that Triple H tried to play it off like it was all part of the show. And they called bullshit on it.
Yeah, but it's fine. I mean, what else is he going to do? I mean, might as well just...
You don't talk about it.
Well, yeah, but they asked him about it, and he's not going to say, okay, we're not going to comment on that. He's like, oh, it's just part of the show. Just kept on going.
All he has to do is like, we have no comments at the moment. That's all he has to say.
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with that one. I think it's better that he kind of said that just because everybody knows it's bullshit. And then it was kind of like, yeah, it's part of the show, kind of smirked. So I think he knows that everybody knows. He just didn't want to, he didn't want to make a big deal out of it. He just wanted to kind of brush it off and move along. It's just part of the business. And at the end of the day, look, business is business. I mean, they release people all the time. So even Carlito was gone. So
yeah,
nobody said shit about it.
Yeah, but Carlito hasn't done anything, like, realistically. R-Truth gave us so many years of comedy that was, you know what I mean, gold. Like, R-Truth, legit, like, he got nothing and still made something out of nothing.
Absolutely. I mean, even though realistically, I think his renaissance of his career the last year or so was the Judgment Day thing. Like, if it would have been because of that, Miz and him, I don't think that would have really caught on. But
do you think that the Judgment Day would have been Judgment Day without R-Truth? I don't think so. Even though
he's kind of like Sammy. He was kind of like Sammy in Bloodline. That's basically what his role was. And then once Carlito came in, then Carlito was basically that guy to a certain extent.
Clown.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that's what their job was, to be a clown, literally.
Yeah, that is kind of true. Yeah.
So it's kind of like Sammy.
So then his son, Ron Killings, right? That's his name, right?
I'm not sure what his son's name is, but I know his name is.
No. R-Truth. I'm talking about R-Truth.
Ron Killings, yeah.
Yeah. So then his son ended up coming out on Twitter and was like, nah, bro, like, they're all just BSing, like, they're like, and then even R-Truth on Twitter came out and said, like, thank you to the WWE fans. So which is great. Honestly, I think that was good.
Yeah, they saved him. And honestly, look, I can understand if they wanted to release him, if they said that he's making too much money or whatever, and he's not doing much. Because realistically, I love R-Truth, but you take him out, yeah, it does take a little bit of entertainment out, but realistic in terms of matches and stuff like that, he's not going to be part of Mania. He's not going to be part of SummerSlam or anything like that. Now he may be, but after all this stuff, but realistically, wasn't like, it's not like, oh my God, you got rid of like, I don't know, like Punk or Drew McIntyre or something like that, right? So I could kind of understand why they would do that. Now, give the guy a chance to have a kind of a retirement tour type deal, right? Where everybody kind of knows that he's leaving. And yeah, I mean, just out of respect, even if it's a month, it doesn't have to be like Cena, which is like a year. Just give him like a month, like, hey, I'm leaving. This is my last match, whatever. That would be cool. That would be cool. But other than that, I mean, I think they clearly did him wrong. I mean, he's a national treasure, a cultural icon. He should always be on WWE TV doing something. And at least now they give him a chance. Hey, he's going to be there for, I think it's a year. So now we kind of know that he's going to be gone in a year. So at least now he can do his stuff and make his money and not have it be so sudden. Like all of a sudden he just disappeared. Like he's like, okay, where'd he go?
After a match. Like they were like, nah, bro, we don't want you here. After a match.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least it wasn't like some other people that they've actually recorded a match and they get released and then their match comes out. So that's happened before. So
did you see the Dijaks with the tweet? He was like saying like he wanted to wrestle R-Truth. And then once he found out about that R-Truth got signed and then he came back, he said, well, fuck me, I guess.
I mean, I don't blame him, but that's another thing. I'm surprised that Dijak never got a good run in the main roster. Like that was
good.
Kind of amazing. Yeah, he was good.
I mean, I can tell you that he's better than at least 8 people on the roster right now. Maybe 10.
Probably even more than that, but bro, just put him in a match with Ilya Dragunov and just let him do their thing for a year.
What happened to him?
He was injured. It wasn't like a torn ACL or something like that. It was like a bad injury. I think he's about to come back though. He may be the 4th man in one of those King of the Ring matches.
Hey, don't jump the gun, bro, because I heard a rumor about it.
Oh God.
But you know the rumors. You know the rumor, bro. The rumor mill. So yeah, but anyways, man, welcome back, R-Truth. We are happy that you are here and you are back with us. Hey, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. But it just seems like R-Truth jumped into the match, cost the match, and then all of a sudden now you're gonna have CM Punk versus John Cena. Why?
Well, because they already had it planned. They're not going to change it to R-Truth all of a sudden.
Well, you had a feud already with R-Truth and John Cena. It doesn't make sense. I don't care how big of a fan you could be of CM Punk or John Cena. It does not make sense how you can jump the gun from like you were in a feud with R-Truth. He cost you the match. All of a sudden you have amnesia and then forget.
Well, I mean, they're just going with the plan they had after the Truth match because they probably weren't even going to have that match with John Cena anyways. So and I understand where you're going, but also remember, Crown Jewel is kind of its own little sub universe type deal. So but whatever happens at Crown Jewel almost doesn't
versus
matter.
R-Truth at Crown Jewel, and then have John Cena versus CM Punk, which is gonna bring more money in at SummerSlam.
Well, I don't know, because remember the Saudis pay a crap ton of money. That's they probably asked for that. Remember, over there they play like Tony Khan, where they're like they just pay whatever, and okay, I want the Undertaker versus Triple H versus Yokozuna. Yokozuna's dead. Oh, it doesn't matter. We still want him there. Like stuff like that, right? That's why I think it's probably happening, because they wanted that and they probably put extra money, so they're like, well, okay, we make it happen.
I don't know. It's just like, unfortunately, we're letting all these outsiders, I mean, like outside talks. I mean, like realistically, the show is terrible right now. It's not like anything can make it better. I think the only thing that can make it better is like if they give me writing power, and I could come up with the storylines.
Well, it's not that. It's that most of the stories right now are kind of weak. They're not really good. That's why a lot of people have been ranting.
Kind of weak.
Actually, more than even weak, I would say disjointed. Like it's seriously, it's borderline AEW, where things are just happening for random reasons. Like there's almost seems like there's no rhyme or reason for things to be happening. Kind of like what you were saying about for example, like the whole CM Punk and John Cena thing, I understand, and it makes sense in terms of big picture, because John Cena is probably going to have a match against all of his big opponents, which it wouldn't shock me if he has a match against AJ Styles soon, and then probably end with Cody again. Cody beats him for the championship. Whoa, yay!
Whoa.
But so that's okay. That's his retirement thing. He deserves to have all the matches he wants to with whomever he wants to. That's fine. I'm not a big Cena fan, but hey, still got to respect the guy.
Do you really think that he's like, oh, hey, this is my list of the people that I want to go against? I don't think so, bro.
Probably. I mean,
I don't
why
think
not?
Because why? Like, I would think he would want to have a match against Roman Reigns again.
Maybe. There's still a lot of time left. Like, he can have a few matches. There's a bunch of pay-per-views left. So he can still have a match against Roman.
No, bro. They dropping the ball too much. Like, I've lost faith. Like a while ago, I lost faith. Like, it's getting to the point where it's just like, bro, like, what are we doing?
Look, I think the biggest issue
is ran by monkeys.
Worse, but it's run by ChatGPT from 4 years ago. But you have, but the issue is, like, for example, the whole Punk Cena match. Would I want to see it? Yes. The problem is there's almost no build. It's almost like the Randy Orton match. That should have been a big deal, right? Make a big deal out of it. Like, it's supposed to be important, and it just seems like it's a throwaway match. Why are you doing that? That was a throwaway match. The Punk match is going to be a throwaway match. All these other random matches he's having, like, put some oomph into it, put some sauce into the damn thing. You know, make it interesting. Make me want to watch it.
The problem is Triple H is ass at his job.
Do you really think it's Triple H, or do you really think it's outside interference from Rock?
I don't think it's Rock at this rate.
Because
bro, as selfish as Rock is, I still believe that he could put something better than what is being shown. This is next level trash.
I mean, possibly we don't know.
Like, bro, ratings are just on the decline.
Yeah.
Worldwide ratings. We're not talking about like national TV. You know what I mean? Because national TV numbers are the Netflix numbers are down. Yeah, like big time. We're down to like 2.6 million.
Yeah,
bro. And I'm sorry to tell you, but I think that my AirPod just like it's gone. This is sad, bro.
R.I.P. AirPod.
It's a sad day.
But yeah, but I mean, and I understand that now. Possibly what Triple H needs is, I think one of his biggest issues is that when we have a booker for too long, it gets long in the tooth, right? It just like, okay, the same thing over and over again. Because even somebody like Vince McMahon, right? Maybe the greatest booker of all time, with all of his flaws and whatever it is. Yeah, the guy did take WWE to the moon, right? And he did have his times where, like, you know, 92, 93, which were kind of like, until he got the newer guys to come in, like your Triple H's, your Mankind's, your Takers, to kind of take over the show. That's when he was able to cook and get back, and got the Attitude Era. You had Rock, you had Austin, you had Kane, you had all these new characters that he was able to mold in whatever he wanted to do. But even then, what happened? Then they bought WCW, so they had no competition. They did the Ruthless Aggression era. Then after that, they went to PG and they went to Chip. Like, the whole thing just went down the toilet.
Well,
because at that point,
bro.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't even Vince. Vince was against that. That was organic. But that's the thing. Like, I think if you have one guy at the head of things for too long, I think it gets old. Like, talk about writer burnout. And that's another thing. Like, Triple H, can he book a show? Yes, he can book a show. But book year after year after year, it's not easy.
I mean, but the
only person that's been able to...
Writers?
What? You do have... You can have writers, but in the end of the day, he's the creative director. Like, he's the one that's saying, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. He basically sets the outline. They have to figure out how to fill the blanks.
But if they're legit just giving him half of the work, it should be easier.
Hypothetically. Or maybe it's too many cooks in the kitchen. Like with Vince, that also happened to Vince. that you had a bunch of people come up with a bunch of ideas, and then at the end of the day, he changed it the same day Raw. He's like, oh no, we're going in a different direction. And then it's like, okay, after all the stuff that we wrote, now you decide to change it. So I mean, we don't know what happens behind closed doors. I mean, we don't know who's really pulling the strings. Because then again, what if Triple H has an idea and then Rock's like, nah, I don't like that. You're like, bro, what are we talking about? We need Jacob there, but we didn't need Jacob at that point. So who knows? Like I said, I don't know. Like it's really a mystery.
Because like that's not really happening, so that's why I don't think.
Well, I don't know. The thing is, like I don't know what the problem is right now. It just seems like it's discombobulated. It's like a little more organized AEW with in-ring work that's not as crazy. It's all over the place. Like it's literally all over the place.
Like at least with AEW, you will get some solid matches, even though you have botches here and there. But right now, you're having botches here and everywhere in WWE. And that's the bad thing about it. You know what I mean? Like, for example, not Solo. Jay losing the title. He ended up having this mediocre ass run. And realistically, like, Gunther's run wasn't any better. Like, it was just slightly better just because he had a couple more matches.
But they nerfed him too. Like, he was supposed to be this badass. I
think Gunther just got exposed.
He wasn't great on the mic.
Huh?
He wasn't great on the mic. That's what I think. That's what I think one of his biggest flaws is. Plus the fact he's technically boring. Yeah,
I mean, he is very boring. Like, unless you're having somebody that can actually go toe to toe with him, like Ilya,
yes.
Like what's his name, Pete Dunne, pretty much anybody from NXT UK. Realistically, RIP.
Or even AJ Styles or something like that. Some of those people that are a little bit more dynamic. Like, you put him against Randy Orton, it's going to be boring. Maybe the only one of the few big guys that can have a good match with him might be like Drew McIntyre or something.
Drew McIntyre had a banger of a match. You know what I mean? But then you're gonna have Jey Uso, which Jey Uso literally, instead of going forward, we ended up going backwards with him. You know what I mean? Like, all he's doing, I think he's more focused on yeeting than anything else, instead of focusing on his ring work and also on his mic skills, because his mic skills and ring work are like, we're going backwards, bro. He's down to 2 moves. Actually 3, sorry. He's down to spear, super kick, super kick, super kick, super kick, and then, no, I'm kidding. It's literally spear, super kick, and splash.
And sleeper.
That's it.
And the sleeper.
Oh, he's still doing it? I thought that was a one-time thing.
No, he did that against Gunther like 3 times the last match.
Oh my god.
And it was terrible, but
so like, realistically, like, we're just like going backwards with a lot of these wrestlers. Another example is Braun Breaker. What is he brainwashed?
I don't know.
Is he fighting with himself?
I don't know.
I saw a tweet the other day that it was like, he's like Green Goblin?
Oh, because they were saying like he has Scott Steiner in his head and he's turning into Green Goblin or something like that. Like,
it's like, bro, like, what is going on? Like, what? This doesn't make any sense. I'm like, why is this happening? You ended up going from IC title, run twice. After the IC title, bro, you just go up to the World Heavyweight Champion. That's just been the number one thing.
Like you're saying, we're going in reverse. If they would have brought him in as part of Seth's faction, I understand.
That would have made sense.
But he was already a guy, and all of a sudden you're like, no, let's just nerf him. But
he's just a bodyguard.
Like, exactly. Look, and I can understand Bronson Reed. I get it, because he's all right on his own, but he's always, it seems like his biggest success was as part of a fake bloodline. So going to another group kind of makes sense, and you kind of bring him up because he's never really had a dominant singles run. He had a few good matches, but not really a full run. That's okay. I mean,
the guy came in with a cape, bro. That should tell you everything. If you're that big, bro, you should not be wearing a cape. I'm sorry to tell you. In what neck are you putting that cape? Because like,
it looks like a parasail. But anyways, Yeah, but that's the thing, man. I can't really, I don't understand. Like, Braun Breaker should be on his own. He should be doing something on the main event scene, at least, because he's already past the IC championship. Like, he already outgrew the IC championship. And what are you going to have him do the whole Batista thing, turn on Seth and beat him for whatever championship he has at WrestleMania, or whatever it is?
Seen it.
Yeah. Yeah. Batista and Triple H, like, literally that same exact storyline. But what are we gonna do? Have the only thing that would make any sense is if Braun Breaker is the plan B, right? Because I still think that it's going to be Roman against Seth, maybe for the championship at Mania, right? It's a big money match. Has Roman, they have history, fine. But Braun Breaker might be plan B, in the sense that what if Roman isn't showing up, or what if Roman's leaving, or whatever, then you have another storyline kind of right
what
there.
What if Roman doesn't get cut? I mean, what if Roman gets cut at this rate? Because they're trying to save money everywhere, which is realistically getting rid of, like, it's like saying, like, you're a jockey and then you just got rid of your best horse.
Basically.
With no injuries.
Hey.
You just say, yo, I just won so many races. You know what? I just want to get spicy with it. I want to pick a different horse.
Bro, if they broke up the 1998 Chicago Bulls after winning a championship, having Michael Jordan, anything can happen. So I'm not shocked by anything. Surprised, but not shocked.
You ain't wrong.
So
that is true.
That's a global phenomenon. So,
but at that point, there was a lot of money involved. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it wasn't about the money. It was all egos. It was all because the general manager did not want to sign Phil Jackson, and Michael Jordan's like, Phil Jackson ain't the coach. I ain't playing here. That's it.
I'm out.
Yep.
I'm gonna retire and go and play baseball.
No, that was after you were to play baseball and everything.
What?
It was the second time he came back. But
damn.
But yeah,
I need
man.
to get my encyclopedia out for it. But anyways, moving on. So then now you were mentioning Roman Reigns and things like that. Actually, no, hold on. You were mentioning Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins winning Money in the Bank was probably the lamest thing that you can possibly think of. And to be honest with you, very predictable. As soon as Seth Rollins was in the match, we were all hoping that Roman Reigns will cost the match.
But we knew that Seth was going to win. That's the sad part. It's like, we know he's going to win. We're like, hopefully Roman comes out, or I don't care who comes out.
Literally, while he's going up the ladder, I'm just like, bro, please tell me he slips. Please tell me he slips. CM Punk, please come out.
Somebody.
Roman, please. Somebody. Sir, please. Somebody, come out, please. And it was like, nope, nothing. Mr. Iguana, please come out.
Throw the iguana at him.
La Yesca. Bring La Yesca comes out of nowhere. Like, come on, bro, something. Terrible. So then you have so many people that you could potentially elevate from that match.
Seth
like,
doesn't
a lot of
need
people
it.
are liking LA Knight to win, which would have been good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially now that you don't have any big star. Realistically, you have nobody in the main roster that you can be like, it's a superstar. If CM Punk is saying that Cody Rhodes is the biggest thing that we have, that should tell
we're
you
cooked.
Where we're
cooked.
at. Yeah, it's a wrap. We are done. So yeah,
it's over. Even though I can guarantee that probably wasn't even his idea. They probably told him, "Hey, you have to say that." He's like, "Oh, damn it, don't want to say that." Whatever, I'll say
I'm the biggest. So yeah. So then
you just have Jay in the background. Yeet. Like,
yeet.
Randomly. Yeet. What is it? I'm like, why are you grunting, bro? Why are you grunting? Seems like he's having. I don't
even have my kids watching him anymore, bro. It's like to this point, it's like you're bad influence, bro.
His vocabulary is very limited.
You imagine the teacher asked my kids, like, "Hey, so what's 2 + 2?" And then for some reason, they get it right. This is 4, and then they're like, "Good job."
Yeet.
Yo, what are you doing? Like, what is my kids doing? Give them detention.
Hey, did you bring your homework?
ISS.
Hey, did you bring your homework today? Yeet. What?
Yeet. What? Who you yeeting at?
No.
The only yeeting I want to see is whenever you throw something. Yeet. That's the only
Exactly.
But anyways.
That makes sense.
Anyways, Seth Rollins winning Money in the Bank was the worst thing possible for business. It made no sense. Then you had the two bodyguards coming out, and then Paul Heyman is just freaking there, just standing there like an idiot. Because realistically, we're going backwards even with Paul Heyman, which is nuts. You ended up literally downgrading the whole roster as soon as Roman Reigns left, and the Bloodline thing broke up.
Well, they didn't have a plan B. They didn't have a good plan. They didn't have anything that could replace the stuff that happened with the Bloodline. And look, and realistically, look, Roman being there or not being there is not an excuse for not having a good show. Period. Because Roman, cool. He does his 15-minute thing. Yeah, it's entertaining, whatever it is. But and even in my case, I personally will tell you that. And you know it, and we even have other episodes where I was getting bored of Roman doing the same thing over and over again. I was like, all right,
stop,
like do something else. But then he started growing a little bit more on me. But other than that,
and he carried the company for 5 years, and this is how you can tell that how much he meant to the company by him leaving and the Bloodline thing breaking up.
Yeah, but the issue is that, but the issue is, I think they stumbled upon that. They didn't really have a plan to do it. And
we have nothing because Roman Reigns took the reins of it, and it was like, yeah, what was it? I'm the captain now. So yeah.
Yeah, but then that's the bad thing about it, that it was that you had that internal.
It's not Roman's fault. I mean,
no. I'm saying it's WWE's fault for not having a plan B. Because at the end of the day,
he elevated so many people. Like you can't say that. Like nobody can say that he did it unless you're
he elevated them, but they fell back on the ground.
Well, but that's not his fault.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not.
Like
it's not his fault.
Do your thing.
No, and you're 100% right. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. What I'm saying is that they didn't have a plan. They didn't have a backup plan. It's like, yeah, your best player just left, and what are you going to do? You're just going to fold or just do anything and just,
Well, they're tanking. Realistically, they're like the Chicago Bears. They're just tanking at this rate.
They're like, I don't know, they're like the Bulls with Billy Donovan. I don't know if you heard, but apparently the Knicks asked for permission to take Billy Donovan. And the Bulls said no.
The Bulls said no.
Bro, you had your chance to get rid of his. Like, you had one shot to get rid of this bum after you re-signed him for like 5 years. You had one shot. The Knicks were like, "Hey, we'll take him." And instead of the Bulls saying, "Yeah, go ahead, we'll pay his plane ticket."
They should have taken Billy and the GMs. Take both of them.
The GMs?
Take them with you.
And Billy's son, too. That he's in the G League Bulls team, too.
And Kobe White. Take Kobe White with you.
Hey, they may trade him for Cole Anthony and for Cole Anthony and some draft picks. Might be a good thing. I'm not mad at that.
I'm mad about it. This man is about to go out there playing in Timbs, bro. Like, Bulls are about to be next to Buns the next couple of years, bro.
They're about to be?
No, they are. But you know what I mean.
They're going to be complete buns. But
listen. This is the team that we got to root for right here. Right here. God bless Bo Nix. But anyway, I'm counting out the days, bro. I got my countdown already for like the first preseason, bro.
Who's playing Messi? Is he playing for the Broncos?
Stop it. Whatever. You know this. But anyways, man. Then moving on to the next topic, we're gonna be talking about. Since we're already in the topic of Seth Rollins, right? We're gonna go ahead and talk about his wife, Becky Hogan.
Oh yeah. I don't like that, brother. I have to
What was the point of this? What was the point of her winning?
I think it may be the same thing.
Prestige.
Maybe
that shit ain't prestigious.
Well, but at least she kind of, because a win over Becky Lynch is bigger than a win over Lyra Valkyria. So I understand what they're trying to do.
But yes, but the IC Women's Champion has no value. Like
it just came out.
The 24/7 title.
No, I know, but it just came out like a few. So it's kind of like what John Cena. They're trying to do what John Cena did with the U.S. Championship, which is give it some prestige.
But
right? Because after he had it, it was worth it.
John Cena had it, and then he defended it every week.
I know it's going to be a different type because
Becky's about to wrestle like every 3 months.
I don't know. I mean, at least it's kind of better because this is what I think they're doing. They're trying to get rid of the people that are weak with their championship. Like, for example, Jay. Honestly, it was not a good run. Yes, it was a very short one. It was like, what, 53 days or whatever? So they got rid of that, right? They got rid of Cody's run, which was a good thing. They got rid of...
the whole year.
Yeah, but they got rid of Lyra Valkyria. The next one is probably going to be Selena Vega losing her championship because nobody cares. So I understand what they're doing. They're trying to, give it a little bit new shine. And listen, realistically...
And then you're going to go from Selena Vega to Julia.
I don't know. But Julia at least is newer, but I think that championship does need somebody more solid. Somebody that has a little bit more... In fact, Chelsea Green was way better. Chelsea Green actually gave it some prestige. Like, it was important.
Even over the IC title.
Yes. Oh, without question. Remember, the IC title, when it came out, I think the first match was... when they announced it, they didn't even announce it on TV. It was during the commercial break.
That's how you know, bro.
They knew from day one. They knew from day one it was gonna suck. So what they're doing is they're just giving her the...
Whenever he falls, he goes in and gets just like...
At least it's entertaining.
Vibes. Now we're gonna go ahead and jump into, because I really don't care about Becky Hogan. I was mad whenever she won. I'm like, great, we're about to deal with this shit again.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be her against Bayley.
At some point.
Again.
I mean, Bayley ain't look bad whenever she came out either.
Yeah, I was like, yo, hey, she's back. Let's go.
I can't pull out Jacob. You know how Jacob's talking about Jacob.
Doing the whole... What is it that he does that shit?
It's like, damn, bro.
It's like he's having a seizure or something like that. It's like, bro, you okay? It's like, are you okay? You all right?
I just pulled a neck muscle.
One day he's just gonna stay like with the box mouth.
I still don't get why he does it. Realistically,
it works. I mean, it's just, I guess, it's trying to be a savage without eating raw chicken or something like that.
You just see him eating a chicken breast. Salmonella, bro. Salmonella. Like,
salmonella. That's what you get. Salmonella.
I eat that shit for breakfast.
Breakfast.
I see. But now, moving on to Jacob. Talking about Jacob. Hey, it was fun that he ended up turning on Solo. That was probably the best thing happened at Money in the Bank. Realistically.
And Solo doing the emotes, doing everybody's emotes. That was pretty fun.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
That was good.
Like, Solo is actually, like, whenever they're like, yo, you just... Like, Roman was like, bro, just be a clown. Like, you know how you are at the cookouts and things like that, bro. Just be the same thing.
And it worked.
Whenever
Exactly. It's perfect. It's perfect. Like, that I like.
It's like he's becoming kind of like a chicken shit heel a little bit.
Yeah, but really. It's fun. Like, but at least he's showing some personality, because before he had no personality. Before, remember, he was a Temu version of Jacob, because they didn't have Jacob. And they got the real deal, and it's like, looked like some fake Jordans.
Whenever he said about Jacob, he all gas, no brains with it.
See, that's the thing. Like, he's actually not bad. As like that, I can buy into that. Now, question: is Jacob the heel or is Solo the heel?
I think Solo's the heel.
You think it's Solo?
Yeah, I think Jacob turned babyface.
Okay.
It's about time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was down to do it. He's a star. He just needs to stop. He needs to calm down with the fried chicken. You know, the fried chicken and the and all that stuff, and then he could become like WWE champion.
Be less scary, I guess. In other words.
No. I think it's just he came back and he was in great shape, and now he's just like.
Yeah, but remember that's his normal. I mean, he's still less than his normal weight. And remember, it's
he looks the same, bro.
Like, what? No, no, bro.
Oh, my bad.
I'm talking about like 2 years ago.
He was 265. Now he's 263.
I don't go by weight. I go by the eye test, because I'm not. We don't even know what they're putting on there.
So you.
I
think if he dropped a couple pounds and got back to where he was before, whenever he came in, to the WWE, I think that he could legit just skyrocket him. 'Cause he's amazing on the mic. Even though he's going all hood, but like it's like he's great.
Yeah, he's imposing. But realistically, look, what other Samoan do you know is ripped? What Samoan do you know is ripped?
Roman?
Yeah, the only one.
And
literally the
Rock.
only
Can
one.
you count The Rock?
But they go to special.
And Roman is like that because of you know.
But also Roman.
He has a lot of time on his hands. Number one, and then number two. I mean, he deserves that time. And then number two is he needs to stay in shape because of the leukemia.
Yeah, but remember, Roman at one point was kind of
doing a little bit on the thicker side. Yeah,
no, but doing doing the special pharmacy stuff. Don't you remember?
Yeah, I don't remember that. He never got suspended for it. Hey man,
he kind of sort of didn't. They even addressed it on. I don't remember who cut. I don't know if it was John Cena. Somebody cut a promo talking about that. I was like, ooh, okay, cool. So they weren't going to make it a big deal because it was Roman. So that was
back in the days, bro. That don't count anymore.
But what I'm saying is that's the only way they get ripped.
Like
yes, something extraordinary has to happen. Yeah. And remember, Roman nor Rock are full-blooded Samoans either. It's
Roman is like Samoan and Italian or something like that.
Yeah, and
hey, yo, that's why he's so handsome.
Yeah, and Rock is black and Samoan, so he's. Yeah, you would be no pause.
No pause.
Like play. but the thing is that
slow motion.
No, so they're literally built a little different because most of these guys look just like Jacob.
Built different.
Like, yeah, they're just like Samoa Joe. Like, look at Samoa Joe. So
let's talk about this. Like, realistically, let's think about it. Excluding Jacob, right? You have apparently Hikuleo. He signed with WWE. Remember?
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently, it's coming out on SmackDown, right?
He may be coming out on Friday. So I wonder if he's going to come out with Solo or if he's going to come out with Jacob. Probably with Solo.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean,
he doesn't really count because he's not Samoan.
He's Tongan too.
Yeah. So he has to come out with Solo because at this rate, all the Tongans are injured. Or whatever. And then you have Baby Rhino.
Bro, I can't. I just can't unsee it. I can't unsee it. He's literally Rhino. He looks like a Latino rhino. That's basically what he looks like. That Rhino. That Rhino. That's what his name is. Rhino.
El Rhino.
Rhino. Rolear.
No, but getting back to the topic. Besides Jacob, excluding Jacob, realistically, out of Solo, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, who else is Samoan? JC Mateo, whatever his name is.
I don't even know what he is.
JC Pendejo.
Reno.
Out of them four guys, right? Excluding Roman Reigns.
Actually, wait. Know what I mean? Now that we have Mexican wrestling a thing, he could be el hijo de Rhino. Why not?
El hijo del rinoceronte. Ya que tenemos el hijo del vikingo.
Yeah. Y el hijo de Rhino Jr. But you have to add the Junior too on there.
Yeah. Since you got Octagon Jr., you got
Pentagon Jr.,
you got Circle Jr.,
Rey Mysterio Jr.,
Square Jr., you have Geometry, Fraction Jr. No disrespect to them. Yeah, like this. I'm just this is all shits and giggles. All right, so
El hijo del cubito. Like what are they doing here? Like
El chupacabra.
No, please don't give them any ideas. I'm embarrassed enough. I'm embarrassed enough about that damn thing. So
I mean, we got Mr. Iguana, even though Mr. Iguana's lit.
Yeah, at least for the next 2 months.
But Fox. Nah, chill. Don't jinx it. But getting back to the topic, so who do you see out of them that can be potentially the next big thing. I mean, Jey Uso, I feel like he got his spot. Solo, I feel like he got his spot. I think Jimmy can do it. I think he has the charisma. I think he has the mic skills.
Jimmy's
Definitely
better than Jey. Jimmy's better than Jey. The only thing is he doesn't have the story that Jey has. Remember, Jey had the whole thing of like he was basically abused, quote unquote, by Roman for the longest time. So, and then Roman making him suffer. So he has that whole thing. Jimmy really doesn't have that much. Like their storyline isn't that, it's not that intertwined because somebody decided to go for a few drinks and get suspended. But,
that is true.
So, and plus the fact they might be thinking like, can we trust him? Because he's failed them before, which is another thing. It's character. So, your best ability is availability. And if he's not available, they ain't gonna do anything with him. And it's a shame because I love Jimmy. Jimmy's like I saw the other day. They had an interview together, and Jimmy just takes over the whole thing. Like Jimmy is way more charismatic than Jey. Jey
talking about the one on YouTube.
I think it was GQ or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm mistaken.
I know you're talking about. Yeah. It was hilarious.
Yeah, but he took over. But he took over because you just saw like Jey trying to get his shit in, and Jimmy just literally rolled him over, and that's fine. But they've always been that way because you remember before when they used to cut promos, all Jey used to do was like yeet or yeah, whatever. All you used to do was grunt. Jimmy would do the talking, and it worked out great whenever they're cutting promos together because Jimmy was the one doing all the talking.
That is true.
I think Jimmy could, but honestly, look, I think Solo may actually have a better chance of doing something just because they're giving him some personality. They're giving him something to do outside of just being the quote unquote bodyguard or just being the street fighter, or whatever the hell you want to call it. So I think Solo may actually be that guy.
Solo. All right, moving on because whatever. Moving on to the next one. Roman Reigns turning into a special attraction. He is technically, quote unquote, Brock Lesnar. He has Brock Lesnar's title.
Yeah.
Which is well deserved, realistically. And he every time that he shows up, bro, he puts asses on seats, bro. That's what matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's good. My only thing is do something, like do something with him or whatever,
Well, I think Roman may be saying like, bro, I don't want to do anything because you have nothing for me.
Possibly, or maybe it is that he's just gonna do a couple of shows a year, and that's it. Maybe he's not even on the Brock Lesnar schedule. Maybe he's on the Undertaker schedule, where he only shows up at WrestleMania for the next few years. It could be.
I think he's apparently supposed to be on the road to SummerSlam.
Could be.
Because it's the next big pay-per-view.
Remember, he's also trying to get into Hollywood, it seems like. So
his new movie's coming out in August.
Good for him.
Eddie Murphy on Amazon.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, he may be at this point of his career, he may be like, okay, what else am I going to do in the ring? There's nothing else I could possibly do that I haven't already done. Maybe the only thing left for him is literally the match against The Rock, which we were robbed of by the Cody Crybabies.
Because of all you Cody Crybabies.
Which, that was terrible. I hated that. But anyways, realistically,
I mean, he can say that he can to win the World Heavyweight Champion.
But to do what? He's not going to. Do you really think he cares? Realistically,
not really. He was a undisputed Universal WWE Champion. Held it for 1,300 plus days. Like,
so that's the thing. Like, realistically, there's. I mean, what are you going to do? Try to shoehorn him into a storyline just for?
Nah, Roman don't deserve that, especially for everything that he did.
But then again, I wouldn't put it past them. That's the thing.
It's Triple H.
Oh, Triple H, the whole machine in WWE. Like, it really wouldn't shock me. It really wouldn't shock me. Watch, it's gonna be, him against JC, and Roman against JC and Hikuleo.
I will feel so bad for Roman at that point.
The sad part is I can see it. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem. It's not like, oh my God, that'll never happen. It's kind of like,
Can we just get Roman and Jacob to be in a tag match, please?
That would be cool, but we need we need a story. Like obviously, maybe it can solo or something. But the thing is, this is one of the few times
Jacob
where
is family.
Yeah.
So then,
but then again, what are we gonna do?
What if everybody's jumping Jacob?
Yeah, but now I think after Money in the Bank, I would say that the bloodline is kind of sort of dead, officially.
Cooked.
Yeah. So I don't think they should be leaning so much on the family thing anymore. At least for Roman. Roman's already past that too. Why even? The only reason you would bring up family is if he's gonna have a match against The Rock. That's it. That's the only reason I would have anything to do with bloodline or anything. I don't want to see him close to Jimmy. No,
it bothers me that that The Rock is just like, he's like, nah, man, I got all these movies. Like, realistically, like, I could have the match, but I'm getting a call for a movie. It's like, bro, like, I understand, but can you freaking just make history, man? Like, this is not like any match. Like, can you just stop being selfish?
Before they're both unable to wrestle physically.
Facts, bro. Especially The Rock. Yo, he gets hurt. Like,
and supposedly, I think he had like some kind of heart issue or something like that the other day. I kind of glancing over his Twitter or something, and a headline showed up like he had some kind of cardiac episode or something like that. I don't know if it's true or not, but then again, he's getting up there. He's starting to get up there in age too, and all the pharmaceuticals in the past might be
definitely do not.
Might be knocking on his door. Hopefully not. Hopefully
it's
I hope
it's not heart, bro.
What was it? Stomach? Something like that?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was gut issues and serious heart scare.
Oh, so there you go.
Okay, for proactive health. Yo, how are you so healthy? I mean, how do you look like that and then like?
Because it may not be real.
Facts. Alright, so let's see. Everything looked great. Detail, recent heart scare that began after a routine cardiovascular workup. He shared the initial concerning finding in his own words. Everything looks great. Thank God, knock on wood. And then there was what was looked to be some stuff inside, like a buildup of, like what they thought was plaque in the circumflex artery, right? And when we looked at that on the old school traditional MRI and the scans, it looked like I had buildup, and then immediately called to action. Was all right. Well, let's get you on this medication. It's a multi-month medication. Here we go. We got on it right away. And I thought God and I was what? And I was so hesitant because I wasn't taking any medication. So then he started taking medications.
Yeah. So things kind of finally caught up to him, I guess. But hopefully it'll be okay. But then it's not looking good. You don't want to
having a match.
You don't want to have that. It's getting to the point where it's almost a missed opportunity. If it doesn't happen in the next WrestleMania, I think it's done. And that might be another reason why everything's so discombobulated, because they're trying to book without counting on The Rock or Roman or whatever, right? For whatever reason it may be. And then last minute, Rock decides he's like, I'm actually going to wrestle. I want to do a tag team. I want to do this. So you don't know where they're going. So they really can't go full steam ahead with somebody because they don't know. And that's why they're probably doing the whole storyline with John Cena. So at least they have one horse running. And if they have to make him the main event of WrestleMania, they technically can if you need to do that. So,
I feel you.
I don't know. I hope everything's okay with them. And I hope they have the damn match. And I hope it's not on Saturday night's main event. I hope it's not at Backlash. I hope it's not on Clash of the Castle. It has to be at WrestleMania. Oh, no.
What if it's Clash at the Island?
For the Island of Relevancy.
For the Island of Relevancy. Like WWE 2K.
And The Rock shows up dressed up as Maui.
Facts.
Bruh.
Yahoo! But anyways, now, can we really talk about how Worlds Collide was 10 times better than Money in the Bank, bro?
It was great. In-ring work was super fun. I think the show was literally a showcase of Mexican wrestling,
which was great.
Yeah,
I found it so entertaining. You know what I mean, Mr. Iguana, that was great. That 6-man tag match was amazing.
Yeah. Now, how much staying power does that have in the American public? Because then it's going to be like AEW, which is cool in that moment.
Well, but realistically, let's think about it. Like, Lucha Libre is more about entertainment, no storyline.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, the only way it would be is if they're not going to give a lot of AAA programming over here in the States, or at least they're maybe not counting on that much.
Aren't they just going to show it up on YouTube or something like that?
I
mean, they still get paid for YouTube.
Yeah. Which would make sense. I would like for all their program to be on YouTube. That'd be better. We don't have to worry about no random subscriptions or anything, but unfortunately, there's too much money in other networks.
Yeah.
Well, they might try to sell it to yet another streaming platform. There's a Paramount Plus. Now you're going to have Paramount Plus.
And Peacock.
Peacock. And cable to watch all their shows. Like, it's crazy.
And Netflix. Don't forget Netflix.
Amazon or something.
Amazon Prime, because they have the Thursday night football. Thursday night special.
Yeah, I'm so sick and tired of all these streaming networks. It's too much. Seriously, it's too much.
Too much money, bro.
Too much money and too much of a hassle too. Like, I like old school Netflix. Everything was there.
I'm just glad that our TV service still works. Knock on wood.
Don't jinx it. Do not jinx it.
We're gonna have to pay for YouTube TV at some point.
So yeah, it's going to suck.
Yeah. But anyways, man, that was it for this episode of El Sampler Pod. We weren't really energetic with the rant, and that's okay. We were just more having a agreeable to disagree, a spirited conversation. That sounds about right. So yeah, man. But anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, hey, comment for the algorithm, everything. Please. But anyways, deuces.
Peace.